Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise today in wholehearted support of the annual appropriation for the University of Pennsylvania School of Veterinary Medicine. Since 1884, Penn Vet has served a critical role in protecting the Pennsylvanian agriculture of all parts of this Commonwealth. Mr. Speaker, I am proud and fortunate to have Penn Vet's state-of-the-art big animal hospital, the new Bolten Center, located in the heart of my district. The new Bolten Center is a one-of-a-kind facility, and I've had the pleasure of touring it. And, Mr. Speaker, I invite every last member of this chamber to come to Kennett Square for a tour of the new Bolten Center. I promise that they will not be disappointed by what they see there. Penn Vet's infectious disease research is unparalleled. It has no equal. And not just the diseases that affect our big animals, but also those that affect us humans, too. But here's the catch, Mr. Speaker. They do it because we pay them to. We as a state government require that certain standards be met when it comes to the health of our livestock. We demand healthy beef. We demand disease-free chicken. We demand that horses not be doped up when people race them. And who better to supply the necessary research and development than the University of Pennsylvania? They are in our backyard, Mr. Speaker, and they're the best ones at it. Surely we don't want Penn Vet to close down the laboratories that we pay them to keep open. And please remember, Penn Vet is under no obligation to keep doing this research and development. We have a need that they can and do supply. But, Mr. Speaker, for those who haven't yet paid a visit to the new Bolten Center but must cast a consequential vote momentarily, I urge them to consider this, that a vote for Penn Vet is a vote for our families, it's a vote for our food security, and it's a vote for our farmers. It's a vote for our families because Penn Vet's extensive research and development on swine, poultry, and beef cattle eventually ends up on our dinner tables and in our school cafeterias. Mr. Speaker, when my wife and I introduce our new child into the world next spring, I want to make sure that he or she is eating the safest possible animal product. And I don't trust just anyone to keep my family's food safe. I trust Penn Vet. Second, it's a vote for food security. Mr. Speaker, in my previous line of work, I served under Secretary Michael Chertoff, the former Secretary of the Department of Homeland Security. He had that job after Governor Tom Ridge did. And if there's one thing I know from working in the national security sector, it is this, that weapons of mass disruption can often be worse than weapons of mass destruction and much more costly. There are bad actors out there, both foreign and domestic, who would love nothing more than to see a small vial of infectious disease impact the feedstock for our swine and our cattle. There are enemies of the state who would love to cripple our beef industry and infect our cattle with something that they concocted in their own laboratories. Oh, but Mr. Speaker, have no fear, because the talented research scientists at the new Bolten Center are already 10 steps ahead of it. They're already working to make sure that infectious disease does not spread. And finally, Mr. Speaker, a vote for Penn Vet is a vote for our farmers. It's a vote for every big animal farmer and rancher across the state. For the family farmers, Mr. Speaker, their entire livelihoods depend on this appropriation and making sure that their livestock are healthy. They've had these farms in their families for generations, just like my great-grandfather did. And the Rowe family farm is still in the family. It went to my grandfather, and then to my uncles, and then soon it'll go to my cousin Matt. So, Mr. Speaker, in closing, I too have a quote. I would like to quote the great late Paul Harvey, who once said the following. He said, "On the 8th day, God looked down on his planned paradise and said, 'I need a caretaker.' So God made a farmer. I need somebody willing to get up before dawn, milk cows, work all day in the field, milk cows again, eat supper, and then go to town and stay past midnight for a meeting of the school board. So God made a farmer. Somebody who would bail a family together with the soft, strong bonds of sharing, who would laugh and then sigh and then reply with smiling eyes when his son says that he wants to spend his life doing what Dad does.